Afternoon all, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Hand in Hand Together, the channel that helps you take time just for you, teaches you some secrets for inner well-being and helps you build your confidence level so you can become the superhero of your own life. Today's video is a little bit different than the ones I've put out recently. A few weeks ago I for some reason started writing this list on my phone about how I want things to be in the world, and this list just kind of grew and grew and grew, and you know, the list that I'm going to kind of talk about today, you know, it's one of them endless lists really, but I wanted to talk about how I want to see the world, how I'd like to what I want to be surrounded by, how I want to see things. So I have got a list in front of me, so I've not memorised it. I'm not an actor, so I know my eyes might divert down a little bit now and then, but I think all of these are really close to me. They're things that I kind of think about quite a bit, not in an obsessive kind of way, but they kind of go through my head. So it's a bit of an I want list, but not for me, for kind of, you know, the world and how I would like to see it. So I really want to live in a world where religions work together rather than fight against each other in search of the vast wealth and power that religion seems to bring people. I want to live around people who do not think it is okay to open their car window and throw litter out. As you know from the previous videos, one of my pet hates. Don't see the point of it, makes no sense. I want to live in a society that praises inner well-being more than possessions. Because we just don't at the moment, you know. Inner well-being is forgotten for so many other things that we keep getting told are more important. I want to live around people who do not think it's okay to tie bags of dog shit to trees. Do you know what I mean? If you have a dog, they're your responsibility, all of it. So take responsibility. If you can't do it, don't have them. And if I ever see anyone letting their dog crap on a path and just walk past it, I will rub their nose in it. I want to live around people and in a society where politicians actually care about the long-term health and well-being of the country they should be fighting for, rather than their short-term solutions that never create any lasting change. No. They should feel that responsibility on their shoulders, and I just don't get the impression they do. I want to live in a society where people who save lives every day get paid more than footballers. Now, I'm a football fan, I follow football. I support Tottenham, so some people would say that I don't, but I do. I just think it's an immoral state of the world where people who save people's lives every day get paid peanuts. It's not the right way round. And I don't want to live in a world where I want to live in a world where I don't have to explain to someone that I'm not a racist for them to believe that I'm not a racist. I mean, what's the world coming to? Really? Do you know what I mean? That expectation that everybody is. It's not right. It's not right. I want to be around people who accept rather than mock others for being different. Yeah. There's not a lot more you can say about that one, really. I want to live in a society where you can say what you want without the powers that be editing it or telling me that I can't. I think a big part of one of the reasons why I started this YouTube channel was I wanted a free platform where I can talk about difficult topics in an open way where, you know, as long as I'm respectful and, you know, not being yobbish about it, that I can get my points across, the points that are being hidden away in places. I want to live in a society that isn't so easily controlled by media. And the media has a place on the planet, always will have, and always has done. But, man, not everything they say is true. Do you know what I mean? Everything they say is lie either, but we are so led by media. You know, the youngsters I work with, their whole lives are being led by it. It's important to look like this and act like that and have this and have that. Do you know what I mean? It's not true. It does not make your life happy. So, you know, become conscious of what you're taking in from media, social media, newspapers, news. Yeah, don't take everything as set in stone. I want to be surrounded by people full of positive energy. You know, you create the environment that you put yourself in. So I want my life to be positive, so I want to be around positive people and in positive environments. As simple as that, really. Now, I don't watch a lot of news, do you know what I mean, at all. I've stepped back from it a long time ago. Probably haven't bought a newspaper for 10 years. But it's difficult not to catch snippets. So I would really like to live in a world where the adults drive climate change and use their unlimited resources that, you know, but people have on this planet, rather than manipulating a 15-year-old girl to be the face of change. I mean, that poor kid, she's done. Do you know what I mean? 2 or 3 years of being the face. Why aren't grown-ups going out there and telling the world that actually we've got a bit of an issue going here? It's not fair on her. Yeah, and the people managing her, you need to have a word with yourself. It's a bit naughty. I want to live in a society where you are judged on who you are and not what you have. Do you know what I mean? Going back to that possessions, you know, people being judged as being successful and living a great life if they've got a big house and a big bank balance. You know what I mean, these people can be miserable just as much as people with fuck all. So, yeah, judge the person on the person, not what they have. It doesn't work that way. I'd like to live in a society where it speaks up against the limitations that are put on us without our say. We put all these governments in charge of us, and again, I'm not a huge political person, but they put all these boundaries and rules and ways that we have to live because they say that that's right. And some of them are, and some of them certainly are not. So, you know, we need to be able to have a forum where we can speak up and go, actually, that doesn't quite fit. Do you know what I mean? Without it being hidden away. I want to live in a world where the trees that enable us to breathe every day are treated with respect. I'm sitting in the middle of a wood here, which is why it's a bit windy in the background. But there's millions of trees being cut down every year just for profit, for financial profit, and that's all it is. And I think that's an absolute joke. Just because it's not going to catch up our generation, it will catch up. Do you know what I mean? Have a word with yourself, people. You know, there should be laws in place to protect these trees. And this is really close to my heart, this one. I want to live in a world where the mental health services are fit for purpose, so that some of the most vulnerable people on our planet aren't left alone and scared. Now, I've been working in this arena for over 20 years, and the decline in the mental health services is shocking. And I know a lot of it's out of their hands, but, you know, in a lot of instances, they're not even working the best with what they have got. Do you know what I mean? So we're trying to raise all this awareness about mental health and get people to reach out, but there ain't nothing there for them. Do you know what I mean? So they're reaching out and saying, I'm really struggling, and mental health services are saying, sorry, we haven't got the staff, the provision, the resources to support you at the moment. It's not right. Governments, mental health services, get together and pull your socks up. All right? It's not good. I want to live in a society where kindness, treating people with kindness, is more important than status. You know, status is a huge thing that you learn at a very young age, that status apparently is this really important thing. Lots of people, to get the status they want, start to treat people like shit, do you know what I mean? Because you think you've got to be higher up the ladder. It's not how it works, do you know what I mean? Your happiness will come from being kind to yourself and other people. So, you know, these things, change them in your lives and they will make a difference. Yeah, we're being distracted by the wrong things a lot of the times. And I don't want to live with people who take photos of themselves after killing an endangered animal and pose with them like it's a trophy. I mean, fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? You got a gun, what are they going to do? It's not really much of a competition, there's nothing to be proud of. You're killing off really, really important things on this planet. I want to be around people who inspire others to be their best they can. Again, going back to surrounding yourself with positivity and stuff. Do you know what I mean? If you're around inspiring people, you will want to inspire people. So that's what I want to be around. I want to live in a world where people with real life experiences help forge how the world is run. Because it doesn't feel like it sometimes. It feels like some of the decisions are made for Joe Public are just based on a complete lack of knowledge of the real world. And they don't understand it. I think there should be more builders and teachers and just people doing everyday jobs sitting on governments. Do you know what I mean? Helping make these rules and stuff. Yeah. I want to be around people who know how to listen to others. It's all too easy to carry on talking. Listening is a real fine art. Yeah. So sit back and listen a little bit. You know, it might help some people that are screaming out for help, but you're so busy kind of talking, getting your own stuff across that you miss stuff. So try and listen. It's important. I want to be in a world where people understand that money does not necessarily bring you happiness. It's a tough one, that, because you kind of taught that as well from a really young age. The more money you got, the happier you'll be. Trust me, there's lots of millionaires out there that are depressed and suicidal and living a really shit life. So for me, this is about being honest about what money level you want to be at. You know what I mean, for you personally. You know, money will not guarantee you happiness. I absolutely promise you. I want to live in a world where people don't use colour, ethnic background or other people's beliefs as a tool for propaganda. It's too media jump on it and they raise all this kind of upset in the world over these certain things, and you know the majority of people aren't against any of that. Do you know what I mean? They believe it, you know. Explaining you're not racist. Why is that? Why should you have to do that? Do you know what I mean? Bending the knee at the football match so that people around you don't label you as being against a certain creed or ethnic background. It's an absolute load of crap. Do you know what I mean? The majority of this planet are not racist, are not will show kindness and help people from whatever background. Okay, so yeah, people that generate the what's the word? The misinformation about these topics. Yeah, have a think about what they get from it. Yeah, they sell their paper. You watch the news program. That's what it's about. It's all about money at the end of the day. I want to be surrounded by the creative, quirky, and weird people that I think are the soul of the planet. I love it when people come to me and go, "Oh, I'm a bit weird." I'm like, "Brilliant. Let's sit down. Let's have a chat. What can you teach me?" Yeah, brilliant people, amazing people. If you're a little bit wary of them, spend some time with them because they're just really good people with a really good outlook on life and the world itself. And the last part on this list, which I say, you know, I will go back to the points and carry on. I want to be around people that understand you get out of your life what you put in it. That kind of says it all, really. Do you know what I mean? If you want to be a success, if you want to be healthy, if you want to feel good, you've got to put in that conscious effort to get to that point. So that's the start of my little list of how I want the world and the people in it to be. It's quite a bit, actually, isn't it? Covered a bit of time. So I just want to finish the video by saying we do all have a choice of how we live our lives. We can have a positive impact on the people and the planet we are on, or we can choose not to. But it is a choice. Please don't get fooled into thinking you don't have a choice. You do. Many people want to make us feel like our choice is out of our hands. But the only way to change is by each of us standing up for what we believe in. Which is difficult in a society where that's not easily acceptable. You know, we're not here for long. Let's make a difference. Let's be here for a reason. Start small. Have a positive impact on somebody else's life today. Trust me, you'll feel better for it. The world isn't a shit place. It's an amazing place full of beautiful people and places. sometimes you just have to look a little bit harder amongst all the nonsense that's put in front of us. All right. So thank you, and please subscribe to Hand in Hand Together, as we are trying to create a community of like-minded people who can connect and help each other grow. Okay, so take care. Let's have a little chat downstairs in the comment box, yeah, because I know I've spoken about lots of different points today, and I'm sure lots of people have got loads of opinions on it. Give us a thumbs up. Share the link, you know, do what you can. This channel is starting to grow and more people are coming to it. So, you know, become a part of that. It's exciting. Okay? Take care. Namaste.